Welcome back, everyone. My name is Dominic.
My name is Jamal. Hola.
And this is
Soul Oasis. How you doing? Do it again.
Oh, yeah. Let's get it. Hey. Hey.
I know.
That's all right.
We went crazy with those emails. I didn't even know they had them. That is crazy.
I know you could do it on, like, FaceTime and stuff, but
yeah,
I didn't know Riverside was moving like that.
No. Welcome back. We're glad that you're here.
Absolutely.
We are glad that you tapped back in. You liked, you shared, and subscribed. Share is the most important part.
Please.
We got to get this out there.
Get it out there.
This is the beginning of a lot. We got a lot of things going on. You got your stream stuff getting set up in your room.
I definitely do have my stream stuff getting set up.
Yes, sir. My man is making big moves. I got some. I didn't tell you.
You didn't tell me.
No. So I got this potential. I'm not gonna speak too much on it, but I got this potential, like vocal, like voice acting opportunity after in the summertime, maybe.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. On backstage?
No.
Oh.
Someone hit me up and was like, "I want you to do this."
Okay.
But it would be in the summer. I was like,
"Hey,
cool.
That sounds great."
So hopefully that goes through. We'll see what that's like. But yeah, we got something. We're moving. We're already. This is our third episode.
Third episode. Episode 2, if you don't count the introduction.
But episode 2. We're making big moves already, and we're going to continue. And you're going to keep us accountable.
Please.
Before we start, we got some topics. We got 3 main topics. We got talent, where it originates from. Absolutely. We have the rap battle. It's a year anniversary of
1 year anniversary of Drake versus Kendrick.
Yeah,
where we think it stands now, how we thought it was going when it happened, and we'll talk about Cole.
Yeah, the GOAT. One of the GOATs.
We'll get there.
Okay, and then we got to talk about code switching. Something that is dear to me. I do it a lot, and I'm struggling with it mentally. I'm not gonna lie. I need some help. Code switching. But yeah, before we get started, let's do a little powwow session.
Powwow, okay.
How was your week?
My week is pretty normal.
Pretty normal?
Yeah, I did enjoy editing the podcast and stuff though. But I paid off a bunch of debts.
Let's go.
Yeah, I paid off a bunch of debts. I'm about to incur some more by getting some more streaming set up. So,
hey, invest in yourself.
Invest. Speaking of Drake, that's what he did. Yeah, went into debt. I don't think he's in debt anymore. So we'll see how that goes. What about you, Jamal? What'd you get up to this week? How you doing?
My week has been going pretty well. I've been tired a little bit. I've been very tired at work. A lot of clients have been sick. And they've been coughing a lot. And hopefully I don't get sick. And that's what I'm wanting to wish out there. But my week has been going pretty good. A lot of stuff has been going great. I feel like I have a mental change. Like it's one of those mental changes where I'm like more productive and more elevated in myself. And I want to ride that wave out for a while.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got some motivation?
Motivation is coming. I want to keep it up. Ride it. Whew. And how was your week? How has your week been? Let us know in the comments. Let us know. Hit me up. Text us.
Hey.
Do something.
If you can find our numbers, we'll answer.
Maybe.
We'll ask you some questions, but we'll answer.
Yeah. How have you been?
Let us know. Yeah. And let each other know.
Facts.
Seek. All right.
Let's get into it.
First, matter of business.
Yes, sir.
Talent. Where do you think it comes from? Now, you can speak about multiple things talent comes from, one overarching thing it comes from, but talent, what do you think talent is? And where does it originate from, Jamal?
That's a great question. I think talent... I think talent is a skill that you can do at a high level that is different from normal things. And let me explain.
Okay.
Right? I think talent is singing. Singing is a talent.
Mm-hmm.
I think talent is acting. I think talent is being able to build something extraordinary, create something that's huge, be able to just do something at an extraordinary skill set is what I think talent is. I think talent is different from skill.
That's my next question. Okay.
Because people can juggle. That's a huge skill. People can.
That's not a talent.
I don't think. Well, I don't think it's a. I don't think it's a talent.
Mm.
I think it's. I think talents are something that. How do I say this? Like, okay, I think talent is something that you're born with that you can advance or have a higher trajectory of advancing than other abilities.
Okay.
I think skill is something that anyone can learn, right? Like I can do this Rubik's Cube really great.
Yeah.
It's not a talent. I think this is a skill. I can spend hours doing this fantastically, but I think anybody can do it. I think.
You don't think you have a predisposition to learn how to do a Rubik's Cube better than others?
I don't think
Through
so.
Mathematical skills?
I mean, no.
Or is that talent?
I think that's a skill. I think a talent is something that's like we can sing.
Okay.
Like, example, we can act.
We can.
We were in class together. We've seen other people.
Yeah.
Some people probably had more experience than us, so they say.
Without a doubt.
And some people have done it like their whole lives and had coaches and all this stuff, but their skill or their skill set doesn't increase to where ours have been and is still increasing.
Okay.
I think that's where the talent part comes. I think like basketball players, they have a God-given ability of height, length, and stuff, but also like Steph Curry, that skill, that talent that Steph Curry has of being able to shoot. There are people that spend their whole lives shooting basketballs, but there is only one Steph Curry. That's a talent.
Doesn't even make any sense.
He's blessed by an angel. We talked about popes last week. I think that man was blessed. I'm telling you. I don't know. I think talent comes from God, and I think it's something that we are born with that is like a skill set of ours that can be increased higher than someone else.
Okay.
What about you?
I agree, but I'll lay it out in a different way.
Yeah.
I think talent is God-given. It's something you're born with, but you have skills within those talents that you can increase through hard work.
Yes.
And if you brought out acting, I think we are naturally gifted with the ability to act and entertain, but that doesn't specifically mean we will be better than anybody if we don't put in the work to sharpen that talent into something greater.
Yes.
Now, it's easier for us to reach higher levels than somebody who might not have as much talent in acting. But that doesn't mean they can't lap us if we just sit around and do nothing.
That is true.
Talent, think about it. We talked about Oblivion. We talked about games. Like, I think talent is like your starting stat line.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you had so much intelligence, so much, not strength because you're a baby, but
yeah.
But maybe your body is like, you know, through genetics and stuff like that is better for working out once you get older.
Yes.
But those are your starting stats. And those stats can increase more easily than somebody whose talents lie elsewhere.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what I think talent really is. Is it God-given? I think so, but I'm religious. I guess you could also bring up your heritage. Yeah. Like if you're, I don't know if it actually, I mean, eugenics were disproven by the people who tried to prove them right. But I don't know if people usually say like, you've got your father's blood in you. You can sing.
Yeah.
Is it really that though? I don't know.
Well, so when it comes to sports, I think it is.
Okay.
And I can explain it. So Carlos Boozer, basketball player who played for Chicago, had two kids
Okay.
And those kids, I don't know the correct term, but they're basically test tube babies, right? They were
Test tube
bred
babies.
from like specific genes, and like
Wow.
he did these two things.
That's
he had two kids
interesting.
that are going to go to the NBA very soon, and they are on a high trajectory to be like very, very, very good.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think that is only because of like the genetics and the stuff that they use to breed those two kids.
Interesting.
Not to say, I mean, like you've heard all the stories where people are like, "Oh, you see that tall person, you better get with that person," or "This person has a better chance of doing this if you get with that person." I think that has a factor in some things, but more so physical traits and like those abilities. But when it comes to talent, as in, can I do X, Y, and Z better than X, Y, and than that person? I think that is a God-given ability.
Okay. Then why aren't Michael Jordan's children worshipped as living basketball gods?
Great question. I mean, it could be a lot of things. It could be, I mean, they went to college. They did it okay. It could be his wife. It could be the mom. Not his wife. It could be the mom.
Such poor basketball ability, it dampened Michael Jordan.
I mean, who knows? Michael Jordan wasn't like the best at basketball till he got like his junior, senior year in high school, and then it just so happened to kick in. Like
And
maybe his
parents weren't basketball gods too.
Yeah, no, that is facts.
Just reshut it.
Yeah, that is facts. His parents were not.
But
so
nobody's gonna argue that basketball man himself is Michael Jordan.
I mean,
come on.
There are people that will, but I'm not.
Nobody
one of them.
should.
Yeah.
All right.
Also, though,
argue. Go ahead.
Talents. Is it? I think people can sing. I think people can sing good, and then there are people who can sing great. You can increase your abilities by practice and all of those things, but then it comes to a point where
think they reach their cap.
I do. I think some people, not everybody, I think some people can reach a cap, and I think some people can go past that cap easily. One, it could be a mental thing. It could be no, it could be like a free will thing. I don't know. I just feel like some people adapt to things quicker and better than other people.
Then in that case, because you said they can surpass their cap, do they just move the cap ahead?
I think you're born, if your talent isn't, so I'm going to say us, because that's how I'm going to just talk about. So let's say acting and singing, right?
Okay.
I would think if we're born, we have a preset cap for something else that is not acting and singing.
Okay.
Right? So if, let's just say a talent was drawing, right? Some people can be like Picasso, right? You can become that level by like training and whatnot, but maybe Picasso can get there faster than you can, right?
Okay.
Let's say if we want to be Picasso, let's give a number 1 through 10. Maybe when we're born, this is how I believe it. Maybe when we're born, our cap is at 6, but Picasso's cap is at 10, right?
Okay.
Or maybe his is at like 15. Maybe he has an extra boost in his like skill set because that's what he's destined to do. Like for us, let's say ours is acting and singing, right?
Okay.
So let's say for singing, let's say we were born and our ability, everyone's ability caps at 10. But because that's what our God-given talent is, we get a little bit more.
Okay.
That's how I picture it as. And maybe we get lesser. So if everyone's capped at 10, maybe for drawing, we get capped at 6. And that's why our singing ability is a little bit better.
I would say I like the way you said that. I think that's a really smart way of thinking about it. If I'm going to use your way, I'll disagree a little bit. I don't think we have a cap at all. But I think, how to say this? I think people do start at different levels.
Yeah.
But if you're like let's take just somebody random versus Michael Jackson in performance. Michael Jackson didn't have a cap because he could go up and down based on like how old you are and like how much effort he put into it. And he went incredibly high, of course. And then I think because this person doesn't have a cap either. He's agreeing. Thank you very much. But what are we at? Like 50 ums already? But the person that's trying to catch up to Michael Jackson that might not have as much raw talent.
Yes.
They don't have a ceiling. They don't have a cap. But they also have a certain level of ability to begin with. So it's almost like a natural cap. It's an invisible cap. Like you can't, there's only so much you can do. Now you can be taught by certain people and perform once you're taught. But if you don't have certain athletic abilities, you don't have certain thoughts that Michael Jackson put towards the way the performance should look.
Yeah.
It's going to be lower.
I'm glad that you mentioned it. Raw talent and natural, or what did you say? Say it again. You said raw talent and I guess hard work. Yes. I want to say because those two things is what I think about when I think of talent. People are born. Some people are born doing things that other people can't do.
Yes.
Right? Gymnasts. Some people are born more flexible than other people. You can become that flexible, but it takes more hard work to get to that level than somebody else. I think that's kind of what I think about when I think of God-given ability, is that rawness of it. Some people can sing without having a lick of coaching, and it sounds really, really good.
Yeah.
Some people need the coaching to get to that level. Yeah. Now, the difference is, and the bad part is, that person with the raw talent might not work hard to make it better, to increase it.
Yeah, and happens more often than you'd hope, I guess.
Yeah, I think that's where I was trying to get at with that.
Maybe we should put it more like, because everybody's equal at the end of the day in terms of like your soul, who you are. Mm-hmm. But maybe I like the video game stat thing because it's easy to visualize. Maybe it's more like this is your talent. Like if you look at us for acting, we have an acting crystal, right? Or an acting gem. Mm-hmm. And ours can pop up like magnificent, but then we can shape it how we want into something even greater. Well, somebody else, they might just have like a smooth gem. Now they can also shape theirs, and maybe through like years and years of hard work, it's harder to work that metal, that gem, that crystal, whatever that you want to use. Mm-hmm. But you can work it. While the person over here who's gem, they can manipulate at will and already started looking pretty fantastic. If they don't touch it again for the rest of their lives and they don't bother to get up and do that work, that person can catch up and make it look far better than yours started as. So
I like that. Well, so what do you think your talent is?
My talent?
Yeah.
Entertainment. I have a lot of talents, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Not to brag. But like I said before, I wanted to be a paleontologist when I was a kid. I was very good with schoolwork. Math and science especially come really easy to me.
Okay.
Came really easy to me. If I try to do fifth graders' work now, I don't know.
Yeah.
But maybe a sixth grader's work. But yeah, I would say at least the talent I chose to focus on is entertainment. Whether it be writing or acting or singing, dancing, that sort of thing. That's what I wanted it to be.
Yeah.
The military, when they saw my test, they wanted me to be a rocket scientist. And that just doesn't seem that fun to me. So I did not do that.
I get that.
But my talent, the talent I chose.
Yeah.
The talent I chose to shape is entertainment. And then acting, singing, dancing stuff within that.
Yeah.
So what do you think? What do you think is your main talent? Maybe you just have several things you're working on.
You know, I think I'm talented at everything. No, I'm playing.
Hey, we have some talent in everything.
Facts. I think my main talent is entertainment. I was talking about this with one of my brothers, that if I don't succeed in some shape of fashion in this industry, I don't know what to do. I don't have anything to fall back on. Like when I first started, when I grew up, I wanted to be a preacher. I dove deep into the Bible and I like had fake sermons and everything. And then I was like, what I'm doing is kind of acting. Like I'm putting on a facade because of what I saw pastors and preachers do. And I'm like, well, I'm just really good at giving a show. And then, I told my story about how I gained to that. But then I'm also really good at math too.
You are.
And I love math. Math gets me excited. I do math when I'm bored. I do math just to like go through the day.
I used to be like that too.
But everyone asks me, like, what are you going to do with your degree? What are you going to do with your stuff? Nothing, because I don't want to be, everyone's like, you're going to be a math teacher? No, I don't want to be a math teacher. I don't want to do anything like that. I want to be able to do math and be good at it. But my problem is if I try to teach someone math and they can't understand it the way I can, then I'm going to get frustrated. I'm like, bro, what do you mean you don't know how to do this? Like, I don't know. So I went into the entertainment business, and if that fails,
that's it.
I don't know. Like, I can't even fathom anything other than acting in some shape.
I used to be like that too. And I remember seeing an interview, I think it was with Denzel, how he didn't like how people told others to have a fallback plan if it didn't work out.
Yeah.
Because you're not focusing on your main goal enough if you give yourself a fallback plan.
Yeah.
But I'm similar to you. I think I could probably figure something out. Like what I'm doing right now has nothing to do with entertainment. Not really. A little bit, but not really. But I could just do this forever. I'm not going to. Because at the end of the day, I've dedicated myself, I think, in the end to entertainment.
Yeah.
And I don't think I can go back and be like, all right, well, I guess it's rocket science after all. Let me go back and redo my whole life to go towards this. No, I don't really. Not only do I not think I could put in the dedication to do it, because I would not be happy.
Yeah.
But I don't think I would have enough interest to make it far into the field. Any other field other than entertainment. Whether it's, if I become more of an actor than a singer, fine. If I become more of a recording artist than an actor, that's a bit more of a bummer, but fine.
Yeah. I get that.
But it has to be something in this industry.
Something.
Because that, I think, is where my main talents lie. And if I want to branch out from there, like if I start a company, I'm like, you know what? I'll send people to space. Fine.
Yeah.
But it's going to be the actor, singer, dancer Dominic that does it, not the rocket scientist.
I feel that. So the field that we're in right now,
mm-hmm.
for me, it's good because when I retire, I want to open up a theater for what we do. And I think that, did you hear it?
Yeah.
And I think that's a good line and I'm on the right track. Yeah. But I want to do something in this industry. I want to act. If acting doesn't work, I want to direct. If directing doesn't work, I don't know. Like, that's it for me. Like, those are my options. And if that doesn't happen, then I'm going to keep doing it till I'm 70. And I just got to keep grinding. Like, I'm surviving right now. Then I got to keep surviving until I can make it, which I'm going to. I have to. I have nothing else. I guess I could just
YouTube.
See, the thing I don't want to do is get a family, sit down and do a 9-to-5 and just live the same life over and over and over again.
That's the truth.
If I did that, I would have, don't get me wrong, I would love my family. I would do all of that.
Of course.
But deep down, I would always feel like I let myself down. And I don't want to live with that.
I wouldn't really want, I'm similar in that way. I don't want to just give up and do the 9-to-5 with the family. I would, like you said, I love my family, but I would know I'm not giving them my best because I would be, in the background at least, in the back of my mind, miserable.
Yes.
Because not only did I fail myself, but they could have a much more interesting, better life if I'm doing what I
set out to do. How can I tell my children to go live your dreams and do this and be the person that you want to be if I can't do it myself? See, I can't live like that.
What about you, Dad? What do you want to do? Oh, I gave up 20 years ago. But you, Timmy, it's up to you.
Yeah.
Can I give up too? No. What are you talking about? But you gave up.
All our
Go
life
back to
we're
your room,
told to inspire to be the best. You can be a doctor, you can be a dentist, you can be whatever you want to be. And then to fail in the end would be the worst thing ever.
Yeah. I could never tell a kid, it's okay.
No.
It's okay if you fail. I mean, it's okay if you fail and get back up and do it again.
Correct.
If you give up, the flame dies out. Can't let it happen. So that's why we're here.
That's why we're here.
Keep us
Please.
to our promises.
Keep us accountable.
Please.
Help us out. We'll help you out. But we're on a journey together, and we're not gonna not make it in some shape. Hey. I don't care if I gotta like throw this man up here with me. We're going to make it together.
We'll make it.
Yeah.
The rest of you will make it with us.
Facts.
I'm sure you guys have your own goals, aspirations. You can be 20 years old, still in college, 15. You could be 45.
Yeah.
Let us know what your dreams and aspirations are, what you're working towards. We'll hold you accountable too.
Yeah, please. And if you're older and you think you didn't hit your mark, let us know. Maybe we can help you get back on that track. Yeah. Maybe sometimes you just need that motivation.
Hey, maybe we'll get you back here with us and we'll all walk together.
Yeah, that's our goal.
Towards our goals.
Yeah. Speaking of goals, we watched a movie.
Oh, yeah. We did watch a movie.
We watched a movie. We kept one of our goals.
Yeah.
A lot of our goals. We did a lot of stuff we said we were going to do.
We did.
I'm proud of us. We watched Creed.
We did.
Tell them about it.
Creed. Oof. Starring Michael B. Jordan and Sylvester Stallone. Rocky himself. And he was Rocky in the movie. Creed is a sequel to Rocky, Rocky 4, I guess?
I want to say 5.
Is there 5 Rocky? Did I miss a Rocky? I don't know. There was a Rocky in the end where he lost, but like he was the people's champ.
Yeah. I think that's 5. Because 4 is the one where Creed passes away.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Well, not good that he passed away. I remember.
Yeah.
But it is a sequel to the Rocky movies. Michael B. Jordan is the son of Creed, Rocky's greatest rival.
The GOAT, Apollo.
The Apollo Creed himself. The GOAT, Apollo Creed. Or the GOAT, Rocky, if you want to call him the GOAT. Let's be real. There's no more famous fictional boxer. There's barely any fictional boxers, but anyway. He is the son of Apollo Creed, who trains under Rocky and goes pretty dang far. I don't want to give too much away if you haven't seen it. It's a great movie. I was really entertained, really almost pleasantly surprised because I've seen a lot of clips and stuff over the years, and I really still enjoyed it.
Yeah, I was highly motivated by that movie.
Yeah.
I saw it and wanted to go box. It made me want to go run around the block. Am I going to go do that? Nah, but I want to. Like, that movie was so inspirational. That movie was great. I looked at Creed. I looked at Michael B. Jordan. And it's his earlier work.
Yeah.
And I saw the evolution of him.
Yeah.
And it was nice. It's nice to see how people change. Even professionals change.
That's true. No, can I say something real quick?
Yeah.
Michael B. Jordan, this is kind of weird to say. Michael B. Jordan has always been this guy to me. I was like, dang, Michael B. Jordan just seems like a fun guy.
Yeah.
I would love to be Michael B. Jordan's friend.
Yeah.
And not only because he likes Naruto and stuff too. Because he's really into that. Really into that.
There's someone else. His name is Jamal. He plays football for the Detroit Lions or the Saints. He really loves Naruto. Jamal, I want to say Charles, William, I don't know. But I'll show you after this.
Jamal.
But he loves anime. And he you know how in football they have like, my name is something, and I'm from, he's like, my name is Jamal Blank, and I'm from the Hidden Leaf Village. So it was on the NFL. It was fantastic. Yeah. It was nice.
Hey, my brethren.
But Michael B. Jordan, and his evolution, like he has his gurn is very stern and very like strict, and it's nice to see him use more facial gurns.
Yeah, he's become very natural in his interactions with other characters, and I think just in general, even in some of his older interviews, he used to be more stiff.
Yeah,
and it's cool to see his evolution as a person and actor.
He has
And like, if you look at what Fantastic Four back in the day, first of all, that movie just wasn't very good.
See, and I'm okay. I'm like,
It wasn't good, but I heard Sinners is. So we gotta go see that eventually.
when are we gonna go see that?
We could have seen it this weekend.
Do you want to go this week?
Yeah, we can. It should still be in theaters. I want to see Revenge of the Sith. Dang it. But that's okay. I'll figure that out myself. I own all the movies like 4 times over, so. All the movies that matter.
Michael B. Jordan had this one scene. I don't know if you remember, but he was talking to, it was when he first met Rocky in the restaurant. And Rocky was like, hey, who are you?
He wasn't doing that much, but that was actually pretty good.
He was like, what's your name and where are you from? And Creed didn't want to. Creed didn't say, he was like trying to be involved. He was like, oh, this picture's really nice. Oh, this picture must be from this fight. And he was like, yeah, how do you know that much? And he just kept avoiding it. And then he was like, oh, you know who I am. He's like, if you know that I know this, then you already know who I am. And Rocky was like, oh, you must be his son or his cousin. He's like, no, try again. He's like, you must be his son. It reminded me of a scene that Michael B. Jordan did in Black Panther where he was he was in the museum and everyone was coming up to him. He's like, oh, what's this piece? And then he's like, oh, well, this piece is a nice little piece. And he's like, nah, you're wrong. This piece is vibranium and it's from Wakanda. And he's like, my people took this. Your people took this from my people. Or whatever. I don't know. That scene just made me, he grew so much. And then the difference from that scene in Creed to that scene in Black Panther was huge. But
I don't think it was that far off. Didn't Black Panther come out in like 2018?
I don't know. Maybe.
When did Creed come out?
2015.
He had a few years. Yeah.
Still. But it was like the exact same scene. I'm going to show you after this. It was huge.
I wonder how young he was.
I don't know. He did great, though. Rocky did great. He had cancer. Sylvester he did great.
Why are you giving away the story?
If they haven't seen it in this time.
He lost the last fight. There you go. Movie
Jesus.
done. But, man, he did good.
And I'm excited to see the next
10 seconds longer. Yeah. We got 2 more movies.
Yeah.
4th one coming soon, I think.
I don't know. It should.
Yeah. It was supposed to be with Jonathan Majors, I believe.
Well, that one came out.
Is that the one? I thought he wanted it to be, but he had to like try to convince them.
That one with Jonathan Majors, that one came out.
That was 3?
That was 3.
Okay.
And that's why I want to start this journey. But yeah, we saw Creed. It was good.
It was good.
Shot nice. It was shot like
pretty well.
It was shot well, but it was definitely older. You know what I mean? Like the camera style was older. The way the people moved was older. There was one scene where it was like, why he's running out of the building like that when the beginning when they were in the prison and the the camera pan and the prison guard just ran past the camera and we were like, well, what's going on? I don't know. It was definitely shot older, but it was still good movie. I'm excited to see the difference between that one and the second one though.
Yeah. Should be good. I heard they're all great.
Oh yeah.
So I look forward to that.
Ooh. And Sinners this week?
Sinners this week.
We're going to make it really happen.
We're going to make it happen.
You heard that here. We're seeing Sinners.
But I want to get to the next topic.
Well, let's get it. What is the next topic?
The next topic is the 1-year anniversary of one of the greatest / worst rap battles of all time.
Oh.
Drake versus Kendrick.
Okay.
Drake versus Kendrick Lamar.
Whoa.
Jamal, you know my feelings on this battle. Some of them anyway.
Yeah.
I know some of your feelings. Let's start with when it was happening. What were your thoughts of the battle as it was occurring?
As it was happening, I thought, first off, I didn't even see the reason for a beef in the beginning.
Okay.
I'm a Kendrick fan.
Mm-hmm.
I was a strong Kendrick. Kendrick was like my number 1 rapper, and now it's Cole. But Kendrick, is always known for trying to start beef. So of course, why would you even fall into that, right? Every time Kendrick pops up after his hiatus, it's always, hey, I'm the number one rapper. I do this better than anybody.
Screw these people.
You know what I mean? Like, oh, who's gonna do this to me? You feel me?
Yeah.
And so when this happened, I was like, it wasn't even that huge. I didn't think it was that huge. And everyone was talking about, oh, well, you know, Drake and Cole did that song, and they said, you know, the Spider-Man meme is me looking at Drake, and they left Kendrick out. And I don't think that was big enough to cause this huge beef, man.
What's crazy, I'm glad you brought that up. I'm actually so glad, because I wasn't going to.
What's up?
Kendrick was supposed to be on that song.
I know.
And he turned it down.
Yeah.
And then acted like he was offended.
Yeah.
That's the thing that really started the beef. Was Kendrick Lamar showing up on Future and Metro's album with 15 other people, all dissing Drake at the same time. Cole too, but less because it's Cole.
Yeah.
And they, for all your dogs getting buried, all this other stuff. And Drake was finally like, let's go. He's like, and I know Kendrick was surprised. they all had to be surprised. Like Drake showed up. He was like, let's battle. Let's actually make it happen. And which I'm very proud of him for doing. Should he now? Hindsight, maybe he should have just ignored these people. But I'm glad he didn't. Because, man, as far as Drake songs were concerned, I was very happy.
Okay.
Very happy with what he did. The beginning, Kendrick just wasn't answering for basically like weeks.
Yeah.
It was, what was it? Push-ups first. Your last one, Brick. That one was pretty dope. I'll give it like an 8. Maybe like a 7.5.
I forget about that one.
That one was good. He's taking on the 20v1. What is this, a 20v1? What's a prince to a king? He is son? That was a bar. Drake flipped, throughout the whole battle, he flipped that bar like 4 times.
He did. Drake did a great job of flipping stuff.
When it came to rap battling, man.
He answered questions.
And he was going quick. Woo! Doesn't even make any sense how he was going so fast. I know people joke and laugh like, oh, it was the ghostwriters in the OPO sweatshop. They were putting work in. Nah. That was too Drake.
So you say.
So we saw push-ups come out. Kendrick didn't answer yet. People said he was waiting for Taylor Swift because she owns his stuff or something. I don't even remember. And then he put out Tailor-Made Freestyle. Yeah. Which to me was dope. And I was not expecting it because people thought push-ups was AI. Was AI Drake. They're like, Drake wouldn't drop this. He's too much of a chicken. Then he did. And then he put Tailor-Made Freestyle out, and then Tupac's estate like forced him to take it down or they were going to sue him. Man, that one was pretty fun. When you hear Tupac using a Drake flow, crazy. Snoop was on there too, fake Snoop. And then Kendrick finally answered with Euphoria.
Yes, sir.
And that was good.
Yes, sir.
It wasn't like, oh my gosh, but I liked it. The beat switch. Gee. Yeah, that was my favorite Kendrick Lamar song of the beef.
That's your favorite one?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's my favorite diss he did.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Nah, Euphoria. Oh, Euphoria was so good.
Euphoria was good.
Man.
Drake in the camp act like it was nothing. And for diss to diss, it probably wasn't too bad. Like Drake was just making fun of how small Kendrick was.
He's a short man. He's a wee
both
little.
In stature and in importance.
And how he was abusive to his...
Oh, but that came later. Well, that came on the best...
That was his. I feel like that was one of his.
Of the entire thing. If we're talking just overall diss and song, man. But then, yeah, Kendrick released Euphoria. Then he released, what was it, 616 in LA, which...
Not good. Not a good song.
Just a waste of time, to be honest.
I don't know why he did it.
Then Drake was like, well, this is rough. Then he released Family Matters.
Yes, sir!
Which he alluded to on Push-Ups.
Listen.
Drop. That song, even though it was 7 minutes, is the craziest diss song I've ever heard. We got hit Drake at the beginning. We got barred up Drake in the middle. We got melody hit Drake at the end. And man, Kendrick just opened his mouth. Someone go hand him a Grammy right now.
He did.
They actually did hand Kendrick a Grammy.
Yes, sir. How many? Was it 5?
They gave him like 5 Grammys.
5 of them things.
Yeah.
Whew, well, I guess we know who won.
Drake. But when it came to rap battle, let's go through all the songs first, though. Right. Family Matters, then Meet the Grams dropped.
Listen, I know you dislike Meet the Grams.
As a song, yeah.
But it's a good song.
It's not a good song.
It is a good song.
You
don't like it
it's
because...
too slow. It's too...
No.
His delivery... First off, let's bring this up. Euphoria, thank God he switched what he was doing. When Kendrick just does that for 4 minutes, it annoys me. But he switched it up. That was good. Meet the Grams was boring.
No, it was not.
Dear Sandra. And then he just lies for a few minutes. The worst part of Meet the Grams that's embarrassing is like the last 2 minutes is just... it's just wrong. You can't have an entire verse about a daughter that doesn't exist.
I feel like that's why.
And then go to a verse about Drake saying that he has a daughter and a bunch of other kids out there like he's Quagmire.
I feel like that's why you dislike the song. Like, it's because of that part.
You have to land it.
That song is so freaking good.
It's not a good song.
Yes, it is. He literally, every verse... He breaks it down of why Drake is a bad verse. We can argue if he's right or wrong. Mm-hmm. I like the style. I think it should have been different. If he wants to do that, I think he should have upped the tempo he was going. It was so boring to me. Meet the Grams. Oh, why I had to listen to that? Why?
And I like the style or the concept of what he was trying to do. And it felt like he was trying to put a nail in a coffin. He's like, this is my master work. Look how specific I am. Look how I laid out these things.
Yeah.
It's over. This is ever rap battle. This is a lifelong battle with yourself. And he ended it right there. And then Drake immediately was like, he just laughs like, okay, you're wrong.
I do think it was him. Like it was for him, his nail in the coffin.
He was expecting that to be it.
But it was so good.
And when Drake immediately was like, no, that was wrong. It cheapened it. Also, the whole fact that the last part is wrong too. Yeah. But then he released Not Like Us shortly after. Drake had his own reasoning for why he did that. But that's what people say is the best sounding song of the beef.
I'm not gonna lie. It is. Like, that is so catchy. It's something you can move with.
Man, I like that beat. That beat is great. Shout out to
hear Not Like Us, I don't even think of...
What is going on with this stand? I'll just do that.
It's about to come off.
Yeah, why is it falling off? Push it back. Oh, dang.
Get it.
That's all right.
When I think of Not Like Us, I don't even think about the rap beef. I don't think about... I think about just music. I think like this is an amazing song that just so happens to be about Drake. I don't think about it as, oh, look at him saying, oh, he's a pedophile, or oh, he does this to kids, or he's like doing this. I think of it as
the entirety of the song.
I know, but when I listen to it, I don't even think about it. I'm just out there just jamming. I'm just like having fun with everything that's going on. Like, I'm out here, you know what I'm saying? I'm just walking. I'm just doing my little thing out there. And they not like us. Once upon a time. Well, come on. Man. But I think one thing that we got to think about in this whole beef is the fact that J. Cole himself hopped in it for one song, which was amazing. If you didn't listen to J. Cole's little song he did, I think you got to go find it on YouTube or wherever you can find it, because it's not on streaming services. But find it, listen to it, and if he would have kept going, it might have been over.
I'm gonna tell you this: he acted quickly too, but people just didn't like that beat.
What?
That's the reason they didn't like that song. They thought the beat was trash. The
what song was drill? Oh my! Who didn't like that song?
Dang near everybody.
Stop.
They said the beat was terrible. And he took it off streaming, and then it was kind of embarrassing because he was like, I don't want to do this. And then J. Cole came months later and said, the reason I really left is because I found out I didn't want to have to use bots and try to like throw accusations out here, which is what people said Kendrick did. And I believe him there. Because J. Cole, when it comes to bars, he just wants bars. Dang, Dominic, just ruined the whole dang podcast. If we're talking bar for bar,
yeah,
J. Cole might be able to take both of them at the same time.
I think he could.
Now,
Man,
Drake was going
like
crazy.
Shut on. You did like 7 minutes?
What?
You didn't like 7 minutes?
Oh, I liked it. I'm just saying the main people, I didn't think the beat was very good, but
I
his
didn't-
bars were good.
I gotta find this. I haven't seen anyone that was like, that was
Are you serious?
trash. No.
You haven't seen anybody bring
Not
up
a
the
one
beats?
person.
That's crazy. Eminem brought it up himself at the beginning of his album. I didn't like Might Delete Later. I didn't like the beats. I hated Might Delete Later. You nerdy person would find something wrong with 36 Chambers. People were complaining about 7-minute drill.
No.
How bad the Might Delete Later is good, by the way. Check it out. It's a good.
My Delete Later is really good, and I feel like if there wasn't a beef, it probably would have got better, streams.
Yeah, probably. But hey,
Who knows?
we don't live in that version.
No.
The timeline.
Mm-mm.
But now that you can talk about how you felt when it happens at the end of the battle versus now.
Oh, what happened?
All right, let's go to the beef first versus the battle. Who at the beginning of the end? I mean, like the battle ended. Heart Part 6 drops. Who won the beef?
Who won the beef?
Yeah, not the battle. Like in the days coming, who did you see won the beef? Who did you thought won the beef? Kendrick and Friends or Drake?
I think Kendrick won the beef.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's what you're saying. Yeah.
Who did you think won the battle?
Like rapping?
Rap battle.
Oh.
Bar for bar?
Yeah, Drake, for sure. I think this is probably the best Drake has ever rapped. First off, he has a great album called Scorpion. And I think that's probably one of his best albums. But
Okay.
this is probably the best he's rapped in a diss. I think he held his
Over
own.
W Freestyle?
Yeah. I think he held his own throughout this whole thing. I think he answered the questions. He flipped bars. I don't think he played to his strengths. I think that's what really got him.
I think you're right. If he had just gone straight Drake dropping hits, it'd be over probably.
Yeah.
But it might not have mattered if they were really inflating the numbers like that. He might have been like, oh dang.
At the end of the day, I don't think the numbers mattered. I think it was more so like
To him, probably not, but
I think it was more so what won Kendrick the beef was just like
people ignoring everything Drake had to say.
not even that. I think it was just more so the generation we live in is very simple minded. And so you have to catch their attention. And I think Kendrick Lamar just did more of getting their attention to like with Not Like Us and those types of beats he had.
Okay.
I think that's what won him the beef. If Not Like Us didn't happen, I think the beef probably could have still kept going, or who knows what would have happened. I think Not Like Us was probably the nail in the coffin. And I think it was hard for Drake to bounce back because he didn't want to go down that road of making a poppy type song. I think if Drake would have made like a poppy type song, he would have won the battle for sure. If he would have had a back-to-back, he would have won the battle.
Okay. I agree, but do you think it matters to Drake? Now it kind of matters to Drake because apparently his label did a bunch of stuff to screw him over. But do you think in the moment, because I'm sure Drake probably knew, if I just put hits out, everybody's going to ignore what my opponent says. But Drake has had to deal with for years people bringing up how Kendrick is a better rapper than him.
Yes.
Bar for bar. So do you think Drake went out to prove them wrong? And just because I put it, when we were talking about this before months ago, I put it like Kendrick was addressing the crowd in his rap battle.
Yeah.
Well, Drake was looking straight at Kendrick and be like, no, let's go, you and me.
Yeah.
And I do think, especially after the beef ended, I was like, well, Kendrick and the crew won the beef. They're calling Drake a bunch of names and they're just ignoring everything he says. bar for bar, the battle Drake won with Family Matters. And then he won even more when the Heart Part 6 dropped. I was like, my God, I'm a war general, seasoned and decoration. Like, it was crazy. Bar for bar, honestly, did not think it was going to go that way.
I didn't think it was going to go that way either.
I thought it was going to go the opposite way.
Facts. When it first started.
When Kendrick was just going to wordsmith it, and then Drake was just going to drop something that everybody danced to and went crazy, and then it was it.
The fact that it didn't happen that way amazes me.
Yeah.
But also, I feel like it was his downfall. Like, Kendrick dropped Not Like Us, and he had media. Like, people in news. He had people in, like, commercials singing this song about Drake. Now, mind you, some people might not be intertwined or engaged with people in the rap battle community or whatnot. But if you have people who don't care about rap singing your rap song about this guy, Drake, they're out here saying, once upon a time, one of us was in chain. They're out here singing, A minor. They're singing it to the masses. And they have no care in the world about this rap battle. But they are on his side. If you get the fans and the publicity and everybody on your side, I think that's how he won.
I think Kendrick, his plan was better, especially if he really did know that they were going to inflate it, because then he could just play to like whoever listens to it across the world.
Yeah.
I mean, if Drake's happy with like the moral win, like, hey, I went out there and I out-rapped Kendrick Lamar, and that's exactly what I wanted to do. Good for him. In the end, it seemed to have worked in his favor.
And whose?
In Drake's, because after the battle ended, the votes said Drake won the battle. And then in the months afterwards, they just slammed him with a bunch of reminders of it. And now he just had one of the most successful R&B albums of all time. He'd be performing at the World Cup. Like, if their plan was to take Drake out, as Kanye said that they were, they failed.
Well, I think
they were silly to think they could.
To take out
They're probably like at least 10 years too late to take out the best-selling rapper of all time.
That's crazy. I mean, look at Eminem. Look how many people try to take out Eminem.
It's impossible.
It's impossible. The man literally is at last album could say, I can say anything. He's like, I want y'all to try to kiss me. And it doesn't matter. These people have reached a pinnacle of life where they could do anything. And it's bad to say it, but like, unless they just start murdering people, I don't think they could lose their fame.
Let me ask you this. What are your perceptions of the three people? I'll put J. Cole in there now.
Okay, go.
A year later, after the battle, seeing what took place in the battle, have your thoughts on those artists changed at all?
Yeah, so before, my favorite artist was Kendrick Lamar.
Okay.
Afterwards is J. Cole, but more so not because of the rap beef, but because of everything. J. Cole has been on a music industry tear. Like, he has been performing, doing features. He has platinum albums. He's been so consistent in his work.
He has been.
That he's become my favorite rapper. And he's growing on me. I love his laid back, chill style. I can listen to J. Cole and just vibe, just drive and cruise. With Kendrick, I do think Kendrick is a better rapper. But Kendrick's...
J. Cole?
Yeah. But Kendrick, his music can be very... something that... can be very political. And not all of his music. Some of his music is cool. But it's like, if I'm in a car and I'm driving, sometimes I don't want to hear about... Sometimes it's just not what I want to hear. And so I got to figure out, I don't know. You just got to figure out what the moments to be in. And sometimes Kendrick is not the moment. Drake, on the other hand, has been solid. For me personally, these last later albums of Drake are not my favorite. Not to say he doesn't have hits on these albums. Like, he has hits, but for majority, like for the Dogs, I'm not the biggest fan of the album. There's like 20. How many songs are on the album?
Like 20 something on the album.
And I have saved like 10. Now those 10, 11 songs I do have, 10 out of 10 greatest, like, huge songs. But when I go listen to the other ones, probably not. But those songs I have, man, hey,
They go
Drake's
crazy.
the GOAT. I don't know. But Cole has been so consistent. But Kendrick, it's like, if you don't release another album soon, if you go on another hiatus, what was all this for?
Yeah, that was a bit disappointing because I wasn't the biggest fan of G and X, though I did like a decent amount of songs on there,
Yeah.
including Luther. But
this world was mine.
It was so strange to see him have such a gigantic year and everybody like pile onto Kendrick is the best and push all these records, and then he does like 300,000 first week, and it kind of just, I don't know. It wasn't the biggest slam dunk, in my opinion. I mean, Kendrick is always going to be one of my favorite rappers ever.
Yes, sir.
And my original question was really, did the beef affect the way you thought about them at all?
No. I think I'm glad that they both released music. Yeah, in the midst of the beef, it was like, oh, is he a pedophile? Is he really beating up his kids? Does he not care about his wife? Afterwards, man, I don't care. I don't know them. I don't know Kendrick. I don't know Drake. As long as they're releasing music that I can listen to and vibe with and chill with, I'm cool. Now, if I was like a friend of Kendrick or a friend of Drake's, I might look at them a little differently. But
did their performance in the beef change your perception? Man, this thing is really messing up today. Did J. Cole pulling out change your perception? Did Drake barring up more than you thought change your perception? Did Kendrick going for the pop thing and accusations change your perspective?
Yeah.
Or did you just not really care because you've listened to so much of them it didn't matter?
I think it was cool to see it all happen. I did like that J. Cole got out of it. I did like that he tried to introduce himself and then he was like, nah, you know what y'all got going on here for me? Because if J. Cole would have gotten to that, then I don't know what you could say about J. Cole to be like, oh, J. Cole is, I don't hear, J. Cole ain't out here pedophiling people or, there's no cases about that. And whatever J. Cole, like there's a song where he was like, I was arrested. I got signed by Hove. I got arrested. Hove broke me out. He's like, bro, you got to change your life. And he's like, I did it. And I was like, all right, cool. That's what you're supposed to do. So the fact that J. Cole did back out, I'm glad. Kendrick going out. I really wanted Kendrick to rap. I think that's what really was the downturn in this whole thing. I wanted Kendrick Lamar to rap. I didn't want him to go on and saying all these accusations, whether false or true, I don't care. I just wanted him to rap. And the fact that Drake rapped and Kendrick didn't was kind of like,
yeah.
I don't know. I also wanted Drake to release like one song, just one,
hit, and he just refused to do it,
bro.
He refused. He was like, "Nah." Yeah. Our part 6, he just barred up again. He's like, "All right, let me know if we're talking truth. We can continue. Otherwise, see it. I gotta go on vacation."
And then
people are like, "We win, right? We win." I'm like, all right.
Yeah, no.
That was the thing that disappointed me because I really thought Kendrick was gonna go bar for bar. And like his style of bars versus Drake's like quotable style of bars.
Yeah.
I feel like we really missed out on an awesome battle.
Yeah, fact.
Because they're not going to do it again.
No, there's no point.
Like you can't take Drake out. It's confirmed. And they're going to Drake. I don't know why he would ever get in a rap battle with anybody ever again.
I don't know why I know why he got into this one, but he shouldn't have gotten to it.
Like he wanted to, if you wanted to prove yourself a great rapper, you did.
Yeah.
But you also proved everybody's out to get you. So why bother ever doing it again? But I am a little disappointed J. Cole didn't go. But I'm also way more proud of him for just being like, no, I'm not feeling it. Not only are the vibes terrible, if I got to do bots and stuff, I'm J. Cole. All I know how to do is rap. I'm not doing all this.
Yeah. Great rapper. Speaking of beefs,
okay.
One of the best rap beefs I feel is NWA.
I was just about NWA versus Cube.
Yes.
Where Cube, talking about the greatest diss track of all time, it's probably No Vaseline.
Woo!
He took out the entire group and the manager by himself.
Come on now.
By himself. Now you could bring up like Drake did the 20v1. This is Drake, biggest artist in the world.
Yeah.
Versus Cube, who was known for being NWA.
Yes, sir.
And he took out NWA. And somehow he's still cool with NWA. Because if somebody says that stuff with me, ooh, man, I don't know how long it's going to take me to get okay with that.
Facts.
That's crazy.
I know.
The fact that they just couldn't really respond either in any fashion that worked.
Well, they tried, but like, first off, Cube was the one
Cube
that was writing the music. So, like, what could you do?
Yeah.
What could you do?
Yeah.
But I mean, I think that was the best one. You can talk about like Hove and Nas. You can talk about Tupac, Biggie, but like
Hove and Nas, I don't know.
Nas held his own. You can even talk about Eminem and Ja Rule.
Stop.
Or 50 Cent, Ja Rule.
Bro, that didn't make any sense. Ja Rule was like a cool club banging guy. Eminem was like, I am the greatest rapper of all time.
Yeah. Yeah, you could talk about who beat Eminem, but we don't talk about it a lot.
Nobody beat Eminem. Unless you're talking about like before he was famous at the Rap Olympics and stuff. Who beat him? Machine Gun Kelly?
No.
I'm about to say, bro, we about to box right here.
I'm talking about the one of the best female artists of all time.
Mariah Carey?
Yes.
Mariah Carey beat Eminem
now.
for
Come
what?
On, what?
Why are you so obsessed
Hey.
with me? I wanna know. Are you saying she beat Eminem with that song?
Come on now.
I mean, Eminem responded. She did not respond back.
She didn't
Nick
have
Cannon
to.
tried to respond.
Oh yeah, that ruined everything for me. Why does Nick Cannon? No, you know what? I'm not even gonna get on Nick Cannon like that.
Yeah, he needs to get on that child support.
Gigolo,
but all right.
Mm-hmm.
One last thing before we move on.
What's up?
Man, I'm ready for this J. Cole album.
I am too.
I'm not ready for it because that means he's retiring.
Yeah.
But I'm ready for it because I know it's going to be a 10 out of 10. I just feel it. It's not only is it too much hype, J. Cole, bar for bar, is pound for pound, if you want to do something like that, best rapper right now.
Yeah.
And man, I'm ready.
He said that he wants to do another mixtape first. He was like, I've been rapping, and he was like, I'm really that guy right now. Before I release his album, I could do another mixtape. But he was like, I don't know. So if the album comes out first, the mixtape comes out first, whatever one.
Cole is your number one rapper?
Cole of all time?
Well, you said right now.
Right now, yes.
Where is he all time now?
All time?
Has he eclipsed Kendrick all time now?
I'm like 2 or 3.
Sheesh.
Or maybe 4. So Lil Wayne is number 1.
Okay.
Eminem.
Okay.
Then we have rapper.
I mean, if they're a rapper artist, they can also go up there.
And then we have, I'm going to just do rapper.
Okay.
So Lil Wayne, Eminem, Kendrick, Cole, and then my favorite is...
You worked your way up?
No, down. Lil Wayne, Eminem.
Oh, I thought you were about to say your favorite.
Kendrick.
Cole,
and then I'm going to have to say Andre 3000. Bar for bar. Yes.
Those are your favorites?
Yes. Top 5.
Even though Andre 3000 shows up every 3,000 years.
Facts. But when he shows up, that man is a lyricist.
He goes in.
Now, I could say Drake, but I don't count Drake as a rapper. No, don't get me wrong. I think he's like an artist. He sings, he raps. But I prefer the singing Drake than a rapping Drake.
Really?
Yeah.
People usually say the opposite.
Yeah, but
they said they wish Drake would just go back to rapping.
I like to sing.
Okay.
So personally, anybody that can sing is going to go higher.
So you're saying he does too much singing, or you like his singing so much you can't think of him as a rapper anymore?
Yeah.
All right, man.
That's like, if you can sing, you're already like Luther Vandross and like they're higher ranked to me because I I like to sing, so I'm
you
a
put him with
them.
singers instead of rappers in general.
Yeah.
What the heck? So he must rank pretty low.
Rappers?
Rappers and singers.
I put him in artists, like not just singers. I just put him in like artists. Like
What
he would be in a
heck?
category with like Michael Jackson.
Oh
He'd be like Michael Jackson, Drake.
Okay.
Then I've been like, okay, I could put like Lil Wayne in.
You're
and
putting
I can put
Drake's second all-time artist?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm not putting him above Michael Jackson. I would never do that. I'm not.
For your favorites?
Yeah.
Even though he's technically more successful? He's tied Michael Jackson's records and...
How many songs has Drake had?
What?
What are we talking about?
What?
What are we talking
Michael
about?
Jackson was in a career for 40 years.
Singing the same songs over and over again at the same point. What are we talking about?
You know how many albums he had with the Jackson 5?
Yes.
And then by himself?
Yes.
But anyway, I'm not disagreeing. I'm just asking. My top 5 rappers. Let me just get it out there. Because we're at like, what, an hour and 5 minutes? Dang, I'm loving that it's staying. I'm hating whatever's going on here. But I disagree. I'll put Drake up there because at the end of the day, I think his core is a rapper. But I'm putting Eminem, no particular order except for maybe the first two. Eminem, Drake, Lil Wayne, Kanye West. Because his discography is... If you're not putting Kanye West in the top 5, I don't know what's wrong with you.
No.
That's crazy that you didn't. Kanye West, and I'll put... It's obviously either Kendrick Cole.
You got 2 more, no? You said...
That's 4.
Drake, Eminem,
I'm putting
Kanye.
Lil Wayne.
Oh, Lil Wayne.
And I'll put... It's really flip of a coin, but I'll put Cole.
I respect
because
that.
I really want that album, man. And I thought about it before Kendrick's album came out. Maybe it's because I was a little disappointed by it, but I realized, man, I'm way more excited for the J. Cole album than anybody else's. Anybody else's.
I'm going to be upset if it's like 17 songs. I need this last album to be as many songs as he can put on it, man.
No, I want it to be as good as possible.
No, I don't care.
I want him to drop like a 15-song album.
And he better have a 20-song deluxe album.
Oh, man.
Bro,
okay. We'll get like a 20-song mixtape 2 years later. We'll get, what's it, The Fall Off? No, what is it called? Yeah, The Fall Off.
I think it's...
I mean, you've been hyping up so long, I can't even remember.
Can't remember either.
I think it's The Fall Off. He said it was like Hove dropping Reasonable Doubt last. We'll see. I'm looking forward to it. But that's my top 5.
See, the reason I can't put Kanye in there is because of his latter albums. I don't care about his publicity. I don't care publicity stuff. I don't care about any of that. Whatever he's got going on, I don't care. I'm only about the music.
Okay.
And one of his best albums, we got College Dropout, we got all those, Yeezus, we got these albums. But Life of Pablo and
Fantastic.
Donda, and I just can't get behind it.
You don't like Donda?
And then the one, I love Donda.
What the heck are you talking about that?
I just feel like it's not in the same category as like...
It's not as life-changing as some of this other stuff was?
No, and I feel like that's why I...
Yeah, once it became...
Especially when he's like doing feature albums with people. No.
Vultures. Yeah, it was all right.
Nah.
I'm still leaving Kanye up there because, man, his work is fantastic.
It is.
The rapper produced the backpacks, man. The polo. Come on.
Life of Pablo.
Life of Pablo is great.
Stop it.
Fantastic, especially after you fixed it over and over again.
My problem with him is that he has all these albums on YouTube and he switches it up when he like streams it. And the one on YouTube is a lot better than the one that he releases. And I feel like that's my problem.
Okay.
I love the albums that he has on YouTube.
They're pretty good.
Love them. And then this is what we get. You know what was really good? The Blue album, the
Jesus is King is not that good.
It's not. Okay, it's not. But the one on YouTube, I like that one. But we get
Yandi was better. But that's okay.
Okay.
All right. Last topic.
Yes, sir.
Now that we've gotten some rap out of the way.
Whew.
By the way, let us know who your top 5 is, who you thought won the rap battle. Maybe we're wrong. Drake just got body bar for bar. You can let us know. I disagree, but you can let us know. Hey, thumbs up or thumbs down. Let us know.
Yeah.
Code switching.
Code switching.
Tell me what you think it is and how it's done. What do you think about it?
So I think code switching, and I don't know, maybe we have different topics. I think code switching is when you are in a certain group, certain group that is not your norm, and you switch up how you talk to function around that group.
Okay. Are you waiting for me to agree or disagree?
Yeah. What's your definition?
That's about it. He was just saying group, yeah. Are you, because usually I see code switching for ethnic groups, like a black person chilling with their homies and then they go out in public to speak at an event in front of a bunch of white people and they just switch up to, hello there, dear comrades.
Well, I don't think it's racial. I think everybody code switch, every race.
You think everybody code switches based on whoever they're talking to at the time, whether at work or at home or family?
Yes.
So in that case, yes. I don't know what the actual technical definition of code switching is.
Well, let's look it up.
But that's what I think code switching is. I think everybody does it. When you go in for a job interview, I think you do it to that manager you're trying to impress. And you go home to your family, you're going to speak differently to your 5-year-old than you do to your wife, than you do to your brother. What did you have?
So it says code switching is the practice of alternating between 2 or more languages within a single conversation or a single sentence. It can also extend to changing dialects, accents, or even adapting mannerisms and appearance to fit a particular social setting.
Yeah. So not the languages, but the accents I have seen.
Yeah.
And that's where I think the racial thing comes into play for a lot of people. If you're talking with like a lot of slang just because you're in front of a certain crowd, that's code switching. I don't like it. I would love to just be the same person all the time. But I can't say I am. I know when I was in front of certain professors, I was not over here cussing up a storm and I was speaking more proper.
Yeah. So an example, I guess like the biggest example would be African American people. But I think everybody does it. So African American people, we speak with our own like dialect,
I mean, there's not one universal black dialect.
Oh, it's like it is. It's like a. Hold on.
It's not
100%. It's called African American vernacular. It's like our way of talking,
but people in Detroit have different lingo and way of talking to people down in Dallas.
Yeah, but it's not like the lingo. It's about like
it's not
how
just
it's said.
Terms you use. I mean, like literal accent.
Yeah, no. Well, that's two different things.
Southern is going to be different than Northern. There's going to be different.
Yeah, but it's
California.
like the ebonics of it. Like
What about the British black people?
They still have the same like code. You know how like when we did like language class and you have like those like V or whatever, like the sounds and stuff.
Yeah.
When like at the root of it is the same for like how African American people speak compared to like standardized English.
I disagree because those people are literally in different geographical locations and with different accents.
It's not an accent thing though.
Even your vernacular is different.
See, what you're talking about is you're talking about like language and stuff, but that's not what that is.
What are you talking about then? You just said vernacular.
Yeah, but we're talking about like the root of it. We're talking about like how like diphthongs and stuff is used. We're not talking about like the slang.
I'm not talking about just vocabulary.
Well, so you're talking to like a British person be like, hey, if you go down to London and you're going down to the British core and we have a knife and we're going to gang you. But like a person like the South would be like, you don't feel me? We're going to talk about this. Woo, woo, woo. At the root of it, it's like the base of how you say it and not what you're saying.
Exactly. I don't think it's the same because British people had an entirely different culture.
Okay.
And then literal African people talk completely differently.
Yeah, but it's not African. It's African American.
So you're talking about just the people in the United States?
Yeah.
Okay. That's what I was asking. Do you think that's a good thing?
I think it's a problem. I struggle with it. I think it's a mental problem because, like, for me, like you see the way I talk with like my brothers, my mom. Like that's how I talk. Like that's who I am. That's how I grew up. That's who I am. And me going to like out of that situation, it struggles with me mentally because like that's not who I am.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Like it's like I'm turning into somebody that I'm not. Now I'm saying like I want to be from the South and be from the hood and do, but like at the end of the day, that's who I am, and I don't want to go too far away from it, from where it's like, oh, I'm turning into like regular, like I don't know. I don't want to use no racial terms, but like, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't know. For me personally, I struggle a lot because like whenever I'm at work, I speak this way. Whenever I'm like, I speak like I told you, like when I was in college, like I have a whole bunch of different friend groups.
That's
right?
true.
And each friend group I'm in, I like they're all me, but it's like a different heightened version of me, right? So when I'm at work, it's like a different heightened version of who I am for that type of stuff.
You actually consider a heightened version of you
in like a specific like setting. Like if I'm at, I don't know, like if I'm going to a tea party,
yeah,
and no,
is it just a more proper version of you, or do you actually consider it to be heightened, like better version of you?
When I say heightened, I don't mean better. I say heightened as in like that is elevated more. So like when we talk about anime and stuff, right? And I can get into like that realm, that's a heightened version of who I am with that. If I'm like talking about, I don't know, something else, like if I'm like going to an interview, that's more a heightened version of that particular aspect of me. If I'm like going talking to, I don't know, like if I'm talking to somebody who likes musicals, like that musicalness of me is hiding more than anything else. If I'm talking to like this person, the more groups it is, the more different varieties I am. And I think that's where I struggle with, because I don't have a group where I feel like I can be myself. Like when I say, like when I'm talking to my like people back home, like that's when I feel most comfortable. Like that's when I feel like I don't have to put up a facade. Like I don't have to put up a shield. Like I don't have to feel some type of way about something. You feel me? Like I can just be me.
Okay.
And when I'm not around those people, I always have some kind of shield, some kind of something that's like not who I am fully, where it's like I can be this type of way around, like even around you. Like I feel like I have, like I'm not who, and like you've seen me like be who I am around like other people.
Yeah.
And you see me be around my brother. You see who I am around like Stephanie. You see who I am around like people at work. Like you see me in different environments. You see me when I'm at a show. Like it's always different environments, but I feel the most myself when I'm at people from back home. Or I don't, because I it messes with me mentally because like nobody knows who I am. You feel me? Like I don't know. Like
it sounds tough. Did you feel like that's your true self, or the closest to your true self is where you're most comfortable, and you're most comfortable with the people you've grown up with?
Yes, and that's not who I want to be, right? Because so
you want to find a new comfortable.
Yes, and I think that's where I'm
struggling apply to
with
more
the
stuff.
most.
Okay.
Like, whew.
You think you just need to? What do you think it is? You think you need to just experience more of the world, or do you need to? Is it just a conscious attempt to merge these different versions of you into one person?
I think that's what it is, the merging of it.
Okay.
Right? Because I don't know. I just feel like getting out of the situations I grew up in, right? And I'm getting to a lot of better life that like that's who I am, right? I want to fit into where I am. But at the same time, I have this nagging mental block that like, why would I have to fit in? Why can't I just be who I am? But who I am isn't gonna if I acted the way I grew up with around you, like I feel like you would look at me different. If I acted the way I grew up at work, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, how would that be? And the fact that I can't be who I am always bugs me because I'm never in a spot where I can just be me.
So you want to change into a comfortable version of you that you can apply everywhere,
Yeah.
but still feel your true self.
Right.
So are you saying that you feel you need to change as a person at your core in order to feel more comfortable?
Not my core. More so like
Well, not your like core values and stuff, but like your personality that you say is the most comfortable. You're comfortable with your brother and mom and stuff like that.
it's
Do that need to change and gain more of the pieces from the outside world?
I think it's more like like not that. I think it's more so like like a mindset needs to change. Because when I first went to college, like being around, I've never been around so many white people in my life.
Yeah.
I've never seen a white person until I went to college. And so being around
Crazy.
college, like I had this is gonna be so weird, but I had this urge of like, I could beat up everybody here. Like, and I don't even feel that way. You know how I feel about the whole, like, that movement. So it's like,
Yeah.
when I got there, I was like, bro, who you think you talking to? Like, man, I really, you know what I'm saying? I get out there with you like that. But that's not who I am. Like I at my core don't feel like that. And so I grew out of that. But I feel like I feel like it's weaker at this level, right? Like I feel like being in the hood and like being at where I grew up, you built this wall and you built this strength and you built this toughness that when you get out here, people deem you. I feel like I look at people weaker than like I feel like, oh, like I could do this and you can't do nothing to stop me from doing this and then no. I don't know. I just need to get out of the mindset of like survival.
Okay.
I think that's what it is. And it's hard for me because once I hit that point where I'm out of it, I look back and I'm like, bro, this isn't who I am. And I don't feel comfortable. Like I'm always trying to run back to who I am. I feel like that's what it is. Like even in college, like I hit a point in my life where I was like at a peak and I was like, you know what I'm saying? Not even worry about back home. And then it like hit me. Shout out to like Kenny and Cameron and them because I went through a huge breakdown cry and they came and supported me because I was like, bro, I'm doing a lot right now, but like what about the people back home? Like I don't know, like it's not my burden to bear is what I'm kind of feeling. And it hurts because I feel like it is.
Yeah. You can feel that obligation to the people you grew up with. And you can feel perhaps like a sense of like longing responsibility to be who they have always seen you as. And I think it's important not to like abandon who you've ever been, but I can understand because I grew up in a completely different situation. And you've met Trey. He was my best friend since I was in fourth grade. And I was with a whole bunch of people growing up because of the military. So I got to grow up with talking about lingo's, different ideologies, different skin tones, everybody. And it was weird. I guess I actually have almost the opposite issue. That I don't know if I was anywhere long enough for that environment to actually take hold and be like core to who I am. Do I have a main personality? I don't know.
I think that's what it is. I think that's where, like, at the end of it, it's like, who am I? Like, for me personally, it's like, who am I? Like, I've grown so much, but like, who am I now? And where do I go from here? And I think it's like, I want to continue moving forward, but like, sometimes it's hard to let go.
True. I think it will always be hard to let go, as it should be, because that's who we were. You don't have to let go of everything you've ever known, but you have to let go of who you were basically each and every day.
Yeah.
So, yeah, thank you for sharing. That was, I think, quite appropriate for a podcast about self-exploration and connecting with others.
Yeah.
But is there anything else, Jamal? We did our 3 topics.
We did. I think it's closing remarks time.
Closing remarks. All right, let's make it worth it.
Let's make it worth it.
Eat your vegetables.
Okay.
I'm just kidding. I'm not kidding. You should eat your vegetables, but that's not what I'm getting to. I think what we talked about, talent. We talked about the rap battle between Drake and Kendrick. We talked about code switching, and then more into changing who you are and hopefully becoming a better version of yourself as time goes on. So I think my closing remarks would be keep exploring who you are, who you want to be. It kind of went into that rap battle a little bit. Kendrick and Drake made certain claims about each other, but they each know who they are. They know their talents.
Yeah.
We know our talents, or at least the talents we are going to focus on. And like Jamal said, please keep us stable, hold us accountable. We will be doing more podcasts of stuff, of course, but he's got hopefully some voice acting work.
Yes, sir.
Coming up very soon. Yeah. I've got hopefully some acting work coming soon, but definitely some stream and YouTube stuff coming, music coming. And we're going to play to our talents.
Yeah.
We're going to make it worth it.
I think, thank y'all for coming on this journey with us.
Absolutely.
We're gonna ride the wave. It's gonna be ups and downs, But it's been a great week. We are glad that y'all are here. We made our mead. We had a lot of experience with that. It was ups and it was downs. It was fun.
Yeah. And by the time the next podcast films, it will be ready.
Yeah. Next podcast is the Mother's Day podcast.
Mother's Day podcast.
So tune in for that one. We love our mom. We love our moms. I love my mom. Can I do the heart for her?
Hey, hearts for the moms. There you go, Mom. Hey. Mine came first. She knows how much I love her. Love you, Mom.
Is there? You see my heart.
You know what? I'll do it again. I'll do it again.
The magical one.
Look at how good a son I am.
That's
Goodness.
crazy. You know I love you, moms. Don't forget, as always, drink your apple juice. It's the most replenishing juice that there is.
Or drink some tea if you just want to be suave. Maybe grow as a person with the flavors that emanate from the cup.
Absolutely. Drink your drink of choice.
Please.
Tea, apple juice, just those two. And we will see y'all again next week on Soul Oasis. It's been a journey, and we're glad that you are with us. Like, share it to everybody.
And subscribe.
Absolutely.
Wherever you can. We'll keep it going, and we'll see you real soon on the Soul Oasis.
Yeah.
Bye-bye
Yeah, we
now.
will. Bye.
Third time's a charm. Oh, come on. There we go. We'll see you next time. We love you guys, too.
Bye.
Love your mom. Love everybody out there. See you next time on Soul Oasis.